It's going to be a review today, and I'll be reviewing the Leatherman Tread. Now, first of all, this isn't new. I've had this probably 18 months now. So what I'll do, I'll quickly go through what you get. So it comes in a rather nice box. Obviously, I've already taken it away. So it's the black DLC coated version. And other than that, simple black box. So inside you get a bit of instructions things. Don't use them. The tread itself, now yes, it's on, put it on there for show, and it actually comes quite big, and the links, there's lots and lots and lots and lots of links. I needed 2 taken out, whether that's because I've got small wrists or whether just because it comes with an absolute array of different items that you might want to use. Anyway, they're the ones I've taken out. There is a full list in the brochures of what you can get, what you can't get, what's on it, all the rest of it. So, like I say, this one is probably 18 months old, and as you can see, it's, if I can get a bit of light on there. I mean, I wear this daily, I've got to admit that, and see, that's where it's kind of got caught over time, but even then I think the light's showing it probably worse than it would be in daylight. But you know what, I've worn that every day, and people, I think the biggest question that I've been asked is, have you used it? I mean, just as a kind of reference, they're the new ones that have never been worn, and they're the 18-month daily. But yeah, so that's the biggest question I think I get. Have I ever used it? Now, you can see by the tips, pretty much, because the ones I've chosen are the ones that I feel I would use. So a lot of the hex bits, a lot of the Allen keys, they're the ones that have really come into play probably most of all. You know, the posi, actually no, it's just a Phillips, I lie. The Phillips there, Phillips number 2, you know, they've been used a good few times as well. You know, the flatheads, probably a bit more prying actually, I've done a bit of prying with that one. But yeah, everything's been used from time to time. So it's nice to have a bottle opener, which we've got there. And strangely, a little strap cutter, that's been used a lot more than I thought. A lot of box openings, and even which is actually pre-done for, it says pick, but I use that a lot on phones. But yeah, I've used this more than I ever expected, I must admit, and the one thing I like about it is you don't notice it in the end. A lot of people have said it's heavy, it's weighty, there's a lot on it, it jingles, it catches clothes. My opinion, and my opinion only, because obviously I've only got myself to work off, I can say I've never ever caught it on clothes. It doesn't jingle and jangle to the point of, you know, people comment. And being Leatherman, you know what, it holds up to some good whack. So I've got, you know what, I've got one complaint. I could go through the pros quite a bit. Every bit works, every bit's been used. It's never ever failed me in whatever task I've wanted. And to be honest, I've had some quite hefty tasks, more particularly with the Allen keys, because otherwise I wouldn't carry Allen keys as part of my EDC. You know, carry knives, pry bars, flashlights, handkerchiefs, you know, fidget toys, whatever it is. But the one thing I never carried and always kind of, it's always that bit I needed, was the hex bits. But yeah, the one and only downside I've got with these is purely the price. I still think it's, I won't say overpriced, because it's a very well made, intricate, clever, heavily designed bit of gear, but it's still a costly thing. It's still a bit pricey for what it is. When you think you could probably get, you know, a Charge TI for less than a Wave, less than a Tread, that's when you kind of think, I'm going to use, you know, the large full-size multi-tool more than this little thing that's on my wrist. There is a lot of decorative side to it. It's just, again, I suppose it's just having that additional item. You know, if you've got your setup sorted and you want something just a bit different or a little bit extra, I can't fault it. But yeah, if you're going to get one, search around, find the best price and make sure you're happy with the price before you get it. But in all honesty, you won't regret it. So I'll quickly run through what I'm carrying on mine. So we've got the bottle opener. You can actually use hex bits and torque bits on that section, which is quite handy. Never needed to. So the cutter and the pick. We've got scribe, which also can be used as a glass breaker. Standard Phillips 1 and 2s with a hex, a few Allen keys, a couple more Allen keys, a couple of flatheads, a couple more Allen keys, a couple of larger ones. I think it's an oxygen wrench, another flat, another Phillips, and again it's now 2. I need to double check that's just part of this section, so that kind of stays with it. And you can see at the bottom, there you go, it does tell you on the bottom of all of them what they are, which is actually really quite handy. I've never looked because I'm a man and you don't do that, but you could look if you wanted. But yeah, it's great, and I've used it a lot, and I really can't complain. So if I've got to give my kind of final thoughts, definitely worth getting one. I wouldn't say not to buy one, but if you're going to get one, make sure that you get the best price you can. Because if you get the best price, it'll be a good investment and you won't worry too much about having something as expensive as what some people class as just a bit of jewel, you know, man jewellery or EDC jewellery that you'll never use. Trust me, you get one, you're going to use it, because like anything, if you don't have it, you don't use it. If you've got it, i.e. hex bits and all the rest of it, use it. So that's my review of the Leatherman Tread. Any questions, obviously more than happy to let us know. Other than that, take care, cooperators. Remember, don't be a whopperator, be a cooperator.